Welcome, welcome. So yesterday's live was a disaster, bad internet connection and everything. So I'm doing just a quick recap of what I was talking about. And so with no other hesitation, we're going to jump in the presentation that I made yesterday for you guys. And you will probably watch the replay, but there's no problem. And I hope you get a lot of value out of this. So let's start sharing my screen. Share screen. Okay, and perfect. So we are talking about infertility and how we could take charge of our fertility, as it is an important thing. And that's why I wanted to talk about it, because I had personally a bumpy road through for my fertility, and I got 3 miscarriages, but you know enough about me. Infertility increases like so much every year, and the assisted reproductive technology that is used today is increasing by 5 till 10% every year. In the 1950s, an average woman had 5 kids and according to the United Nations, 15%, 15% globally gets infected by infertility. That is, according to 15%, is an aiming of 48.5 million couples. Isn't that much? Say yes or no. So if you agree with me, and I am here to help and get awareness of infertility and share my knowledge with you all, because I do want to help as many couples I possibly can. And, you know, through recordings, through YouTube channel, through the group, I really want to help you all. So why are you needing to listen to me and what I have to say? Well, who am I? Who am I, guys? So I'm a certified TCM practitioner. TCM stands for traditional Chinese medicine, an herbalist in Chinese and Western herbology, but I have a soft spot for Chinese herbology. And I'm a fertility coach. And regarding all that, I'm a crazy witch with my herbs and my pants that just love herbs. And just so you know, I think, you know, men were afraid of the witches because they had so much knowledge in herbs and in the crystals, and they were just afraid of us. So let's start. Are you a warrior that had a miscarriage like I had? 3 or 1 or 2 or even more than 3. So you're a 1 in 4. Have you experienced a stillbirth? I can explain infertility. Are you trying like 1 year or even more without having a successful pregnancy? Suffering from PCOS, endometriosis, fibroids, are older than 35. Again, so say yes or say no in the comments, or even if you have the replay, you know, share your thoughts with me. So things that really decrease your infertility, fertility is air pollution, radiation, stressful jobs, poor nutrition, and of course also, but I will talk about that later into the presentation, is having sex because you need to, not because you want to. So that's a very, very stressful point, but I will talk about that later. So to increase our fertility, we need to prep the body, and we need to prep it prior to the pregnancy. So what I'm saying with this is that if you want to take the decision, like today you're talking with your husband and you're like, okay, you know what, we're ready, I'm ready, I want to have a child with you, and you want to grow your family. That's perfect. But you know, before you are actually going to try, you need to prepare your body. And what do I say with preparing your body is like, to have a healthy body, we need emotional to be in a good place, and spiritual. So, you know, your heart being happy and not full of stressful. And, you know, for example, if you have suffered freshly a miscarriage, you are emotional in an imbalance because you want to hop on into a new pregnancy, and that isn't a good thing regarding because you were emotional attached to your earlier miscarriage and you lost a lot of blood. So you need to give your body time to heal itself, and emotional and physical. So it isn't a good start if you're emotional like all over the place and are stressful and hopeful. I do get it. I do understand it. I was personally in that position, so I know how it feels like. Having a strong immune system is also very important, because having a strong immune system is like you have a healthy body, you will produce healthy eggs, good ovulation. So you need to have like a strong immune system as well. Having a regular menstruation, like if you don't have a regular menstruation, that's the first thing you need to do, is to get it regular, so you know where you are in the cycle. And even if you're looking right now at this presentation and you're like, I don't have a regular menstruation, it is fixable through your nutrition, through herbs, through supplements, through a healthy mindset, through people around you that can guide you in taking these steps. And another thing that is not, very familiar is Yoni steaming or vaginal steaming. It helped me personally to get like a regular cycle. I always were like 30, 37, even 40 days until my next menstruation. But having a vaginal steam 2 times a month really get me on my 32 days. So doing castor oil packs is also, very important, because castor oil packs helps to remove the scar tissue that is built up in your uterus. For example, I will give you my example. When I suffered from a miscarriage, my body wasn't able to get rid of it on its own. So they need to have like a small intervention surgery to clean out the womb. And so that leaves scar tissue because they are literally scraping the embryo away. So I do highly recommend castor oil packs. And we need to have a warm womb. Having a warm womb exactly is, I'm going to cover that, because you need to have like a little perspective of Chinese medicine. So we'll talk about that a little further down the road. Clean and good quality oxygen. And what I say by clean quality oxygen is like, as I mentioned in the slide earlier, is we live in cities and we have the pollution and and not clean air and the radiation that we have, and we don't breathe properly. So without even having a good breathing, you decrease your fertility because there isn't enough oxygen getting to the lungs. So there isn't enough oxygen to go to the womb as well. I hope that makes sense. So in other words, mindset, emotional and spiritual aspects, strong immune system, healthy body, warm womb, again, a healthy and warm body. And during this time, it is like winter season, autumn season, we're getting into the winter. We are, for example, warm clothing, don't walk barefoot because the cold gets into your body. Another example that I gave yesterday is like, if you go into the shower and you have like some errands to run, don't go with wet hair outside, because the dampness and the cold, and from the outside, the wind, everything is getting locked up in your body. So your body adapts cold, what we don't want to, because we want to have like a cozy, warm environment for your baby. And through all this and having good supplements and nurture and good nutrition, you can get good quality eggs and sperm through adding baby steps, healthy habits into your daily life. So you're eventually, think about it, if you prep your body 3 months prior, and I say 3 months because a follicle from start to finish needs 90 days. So even if you're like, it's even better if you start like 6 months prior to your pregnancy, because you are building a good DNA from your end as an egg or ovum, and from your husband's side, the sperm cell. And if you have like a good quality both, because you were prepping, you have a better DNA and a better child for in the future, because you want the best version of yourself and your husband in your child. For example, also, if you have inherited, let's say, cholesterol or diabetes, or as you're asthmatic, those are all thresholds that you, bad thresholds that you inherited from your mom, your grandmom, and so forth and so forth. And the eggs that your baby is getting, they were made in the womb of your grandmother. So I hope this makes sense, like how it is connected and how important it is to prepare your body prior. And always, not just only regarding infertility, is that also in prevention, like a very, very famous Greek, everybody knows him, he's called Hippocrates. He was everything and always talked about prevention and doing no harm. And it is totally true. And I do live by that quote, because you don't wait to see if it's going to work or not. You're not going to wait till the symptom arrives, because if you wait until the symptom arrives, you're already late. So you don't wait to see if you have a miscarriage. You don't wait for your kid to have a cough or a runny nose. You don't wait to get a strain because you're not an athletic person. So, but you need to exercise, and everything. You don't wait till you see the symptoms. That's what I'm trying to say. And you can do that by taking, for example, again, in infertility, the right nutrition, the right supplements, the right herbs regarding to your constitution. Because there isn't an herb that fixes all. Maybe it works for me, but maybe it doesn't work for you. That's why you need a good physician or herbalist or coach guiding you, so they know and you know that you are on the right path. Another thing, for an example, and I will go further through, is if your kid goes to the school, like I think everybody, every mom, including me, is like, when September arrives and our kids are going back to school, and due to the COVID also, it's even more stressful. Like, oh, you only hear about the COVID if you have a runny nose or you have a cough, get tested for the COVID. And really, give your kids an elderberry syrup, and you can make it on your own. You don't need to buy it. And the perfect thing is if you make it on your own, you use good quality elderberry, you use good quality rose hips because they're rich in vitamin C. You use cinnamon because it is, you can get Ceylon cinnamon, and they're also good quality, so it warms the body. You can get ginger into it. It's also, again, warming the body, and it's anti-inflammatory. You can add astragalus to it because it's a very strong immune enhancing herb, also like echinacea. So you see what I'm getting at? You can make all these things on your own by just prepping. And I didn't have a video on my elderberry syrup because something went wrong with that, but I will also post it surely. But I do have like an ebook if you're interested, and I share my top products that I make every year regarding cold and flu season. So what I'm saying is, you prep everything prior before it actually happens, and that's regarding in every topic. Having a good mindset is like, read also affirmations. You are able to have a child. You are healthy. You are going to be a mother. You are, start visualizing it. And I know you maybe have suffered miscarriage, or you're feeling really hopeless and stressful at this point. But having a bad mindset gives you only more an increase in anxiety, and that is bad for your emotional and well-being, because it decreases your fertility, and that's the thing that we don't want. And also, always start first off with a detox, both you and your husband, because it's not a one-way street, but it's a two-way street. Also, a lot of the times, as I say in this slide, 40% of male infertility is overlooked. Like everybody, if they jumping into fertility and the IVF and the EUI, they're like always going to analyze the woman, but they forget to analyze the husband as well. So, and even regarding, you can get a sperm analysis that can show you good results. It's good to have like a small percentage of a DNA test, so you know exactly how his sperm works and if they have good swimmers. Did they tell you you don't have good quality eggs, or your endometrium lining is not too thick enough, your egg quantity isn't enough, or you don't have any eggs, or you're too old? Type yes or no. I am surely everybody gets those questions, and you're not too old. Even I will give you a personal example. I was 23 years old when I had my first miscarriage. A fertile age is between the 16 till the 28, and then it starts decreasing. But even if a woman is 40 and she had a healthy lifestyle, she will be more prone to get a positive pregnancy through TDC naturally than a woman that is, for example, me, 23 or 25, that is eating junk food or is always inside and they don't get fresh air. So I always recommend, once a week, if you can, do good breathing exercises, get good clean oxygen in your lungs, and deep breathing through your belly, and not just, deep breathing. Put your one hand on your belly, lay on your back, and breathe deep and breathe out through your mouth. It's very, very important. And you can do that, going into the woods, going to the sea, find places where they have good and clean oxygen. The endometrium lining, it can be damaged if you take anti-conception, because I will show you another slide. I need to here. So did the doctor tell you the risks of birth control? Say yes or no. The risks of birth control is one, what we mentioned earlier. You don't have like a good endometrium lining. It also damages your fertility. And that's not the thing we want. They damage your uterine endometrium lining. And if you're going through an IVF cycle or you're going through an EUI cycle, most of the time they tell you, you don't have a thick endometrium lining. So, your implantation of the egg maybe will receive good, or maybe it can turn out into a missed and unsuccessful EUI or IVF. And the prices for IVF and EUI, I don't know how much they are like in the US. I think they are regarding 12 to 16,000. And if you had like, sorry, if you had a personal coach, a fertility coach guiding you, help you in your fertility and prepping your body by taking you for the right nutrition and the right supplements and the right herbs, and you could be able to have your child naturally, or you can prep your body ready because you have like good quality eggs and you have more quantity eggs, and you have like a more successful rate in having a successful implantation and a successful pregnancy. So let's talk about sex, baby. Let's talk about you and me. Another thing, so important. Sex, intercourse, whatever you want to say it, it needs to be fun. And a lot of the times we are only having intercourse during the ovulation, the fertile days, and then, we don't touch each other, we don't see each other, hands off. It doesn't work that way, because due of thinking and having that mindset, you're decreasing your fertility, both in the husband and both on your own, because you're not enjoying it. You're doing it because you need to do it. Or if you have like a shot, so you have like in the 24, 48 up till 72 hours your ovulation, I need to have sex, get over here. Well, I can tell you it didn't work for me. I did it 3 times, so no, it doesn't work, because it's too stressful. You're not enjoying the ride. Make for example, put genuine and riding the pony, getting into the mood, having good music, drink a wine, not daily, but get in the mood, you ladies. And that is so important, because if you truly enjoy the ride, and it's more likely to enhance the fertility and the sperm, because your husband is getting excited, and the passion that goes on. I don't need to tell too much about it, but you know where I'm getting at. So enjoy the ride. Don't take sex for granted and only do it during your fertile days. And they tell me positions, what position should I do, and how many sex a day or in the week should I have? There isn't an answer for it, because every person is different and every uterus is different, because you can have like a uterus that has like going a little bit to the left or a little bit to the right, or there are all those things. But what I do recommend is every other day to have sex, or every other 2 days. And if you get like a sperm analysis, they will tell you to give you 2 samples in an hour in between. And the second sample is always higher and better in quality than the first one, because, it was too much build up. So, ladies and, the couples, enjoy the ride, have it because you want to, and because you want to connect with your husband. Regarding the outcome, enjoy the process. Why should you consult with a fertility coach? Well, why? The most, the physician, your medical doctors, they will give you medical advice. But fertility coaches, or in general coaches, they are there for you for everything else. If you want to rant, they look at a person as a whole, as again, holistic, not just in the fertility. Say yes or no. They help you with your diet. They help you with your stress management. They tell you which herbs are right for you, which supplements are right for you. They're your best buddy. You can talk about your what you went through, rant, cry, whatever, without being judged. And they can prep your body because they have the knowledge, and they enhance your successful implantation in your IVF or EUI cycle, or even if you are trying naturally. Are you ready to invest in a holistic approach in addition to what your doctors tell you? Say yes or no. I personally, I listened to the doctors. I went through 3 miscarriages, thought, I'm going to take a risk and I will share and invest my knowledge in myself. And after 3 months prepping myself with herbs and acupuncture, I got pregnant on the first try. And now I have my first healthy boy. Then I got another miscarriage. So I knew the protocol based on my constitution, because it doesn't work. My protocol doesn't work for you, but it works for me. So if you are going to work with me, you will get your own protocol. And after, I did the treatment again, I got blessed with another healthy child. Take your right supplements and your right herbs, do deep breathing. And if you want me to help you in this journey, I promise you, I will take you every step of the way. I will be there holding your hand. If you see the recording, I hope you get a lot of value out of it. And keep rocking and set your goals for 2022. And I will be there with you if you want me to.